happening, gang? It's your boy Retro back again with another reaction video. Yeah. Today we got Trump catching another major break, which they don't come by often, so we definitely need them when we can get them. We got Trump catching a break in New York, in regards to his fraud case. Guess the courts ruled in his favor. I'm excited to check this one out. Coming straight from our friend Roman Balmakov. Hope I said that right. Big shouts to him from breaking this information so quick. We're gonna dive right into it, guys. Make sure you guys hit that like button for me. Hit that subscribe button, guys. We're on the road to the truth. Hop aboard for the journey. Let's check it out.
Now, diving into today's main topic. Several days ago, President Trump received a major victory from the Court of Appeals in his ongoing financial fraud case over in the state of New York. However, let me set the stage for you regarding what this decision meant and what it means moving forward. To start with, this right here is a photo of President Trump sitting in a courtroom in New York City. Specifically, he was in court for allegations of financial fraud that were brought forth against him, his family, and his organization by the New York Attorney General, Ms. Letitia James. And just for your general reference, while Ms. Letitia James denies having any political motivations behind her case, well, there are many videos of her actively campaigning on a platform of getting Trump. We went through many of those clips in a previous episode, but here's just a short compilation as a refresher.
Illegitimate president who sits in the White House. That president, because he's not my president, he's an illegitimate president. His days are numbered. His days are numbered. We've got to get ready to mobilize, and we've got to get ready to agitate and irritate until victory is won, but more importantly, until Trump is defeated.
Oh, wow.
We will all rise up.
What's her main motive?
Resist this man, and ultimately we'll bring him down. This illegitimate president, I'm going to give you the same level of respect that you gave to President Obama, and that is absolutely no respect at all. Donald Trump has got to go. Hey, hey. Ho, ho. Donald Trump has got to go. Hey, hey. Ho, ho. And the days of Donald Trump are numbered. Lock him up. Lock him up. Lock him up.
Oh my goodness.
Lock him up.
And so, this Attorney General, she filed a civil lawsuit against President Trump, several of his adult children, as well as the Trump Organization more broadly, for allegedly lying about the value of their assets. And Ms. Letitia James, she brought forth this case under a certain New York state law which requires the matter to be adjudicated in a bench trial, meaning that there is no jury in this particular case, and instead, it's the judge in the case who decides the facts and who applies the law. And so, the judge presiding over this particular case is Judge Arthur Engoron, who, just for your reference, recently referred to President Trump as a quote-unquote bad guy. And, well, surprisingly, he also ruled against him. Judge Engoron, 2 weeks ago, ruled that the Trump Organization did illegally inflate the value of their assets to secure more favorable bank loans. And among other things, the judge ordered the dissolution of President Trump's business licenses within the state of New York. Essentially, he ordered the cancellation of the business certificates that President Trump needs in order for his businesses to operate within the state of New York. Right. And this decision of the judges is significant given the fact that, quote, the ruling not only found President Trump liable for fraud, but ordered the dissolution of the Trump Organization and related LLCs, which include several pillars of Trump's business empire, including his commercial property at 40 Wall Street in Manhattan, his golf resort in Scotland, and Mar-a-Lago resort in Palm Beach, Florida. This means that the 45th president will lose a sizable chunk of his real estate empire in a matter of days unless the appeal is granted. Furthermore, it's not just about the real estate empire, given the fact that among the properties to be dissolved are the actual private residences of the Trump family. Quote, the buildings they stand to lose include Trump Tower, 40 Wall Street, the Seven Springs family estate upstate, and private residences belonging to Eric Trump and Donald Trump Jr. Effectively, the New York Attorney General evicted Trump's kids from their own homes. That is, if nothing else, a great pitch for her re-election campaign. Regardless, though, President Trump's legal team, they did indeed file an emergency appeal to that decision, urging the New York Appeals Court to reconsider the judge's ruling. Here was Trump's legal argument in his appeal. Quote, the court exceeded its jurisdiction and abused its discretion in the penalties ordered, pointing out that the prosecutors never saw the dissolution of the Trump Organization in its petition. The decision was without process, statutory authority, or trial, and renders impossible the lawful operation of multiple businesses and threatens termination of hundreds of New York employees without any jurisdiction or due process. Perhaps worst of all, It seeks to impose the corporate death penalty with no statutory authority for such remedy. Furthermore, in this appeal, Trump's lawyers also argued that during the trial, the judge capriciously changed the statute of limitations within the state. Quote, during the trial, the judge acknowledged the 10-year statute of limitations, but said he would allow evidence from before 2014 if the prosecutors could connect it to later crimes. The prosecutors had argued for bringing in this evidence under the, quote, continuous wrongs doctrine. In the appeal, President Trump's attorneys argued that the doctrine does not delay or extend the period allowed. Furthermore, the court is now treating the individual financial statements as separately actionable claims rather than continuing wrongs. If the statute of limitations is applied correctly, the majority of the prosecutor's claims are subject to dismissal as untimely. And on Friday, the appeals court accepted this argument, and they issued a stay on the judge's order. And just for your reference, a stay in this particular context is equivalent to a temporary injunction against the judge, meaning that the appeals court has essentially put a hold on the dissolution of Trump's New York-based businesses. Here is specifically what the appeals court wrote in their decision. Quote, President Trump's application for an interim stay of enforcement is granted solely to the extent of staying enforcement of the Supreme Court's order directing the cancellation of his business certificates. And so, just in plain English, here is what this means in practice. In a pretrial summary judgment, without any jury, the judge found Trump guilty of financial fraud, and he ordered the dissolution of his businesses, despite the fact that this is not what the prosecutor.
And I'll pause it right here because I just feel so strong. That's so messed up. Like, how can I didn't know that like a judge could rule? Like, I feel like he's over. Like they said, he's overruling in the situation, whereas the prosecution didn't even ask for this dissolution of Trump's LLCs and companies, but out of nowhere, the judge is like, you know what? He's guilty for that. We're going to, not only penalize him, but also dissolve his LLCs and his what? You can do that? That honestly, I'm really hoping that, Trump is able to win his appeal, because without the appeal, they will be able to dissolve his companies. And that's sickening. That's pretty sickening. I'm going to let this guy break it down, though. I'm sorry for interrupting.
In a pretrial summary judgment, without any jury, the judge found Trump guilty of financial fraud, and he ordered the dissolution of his businesses, despite the fact that this is not what the prosecutors were asking for. Then, the actual trial began, wherein the prosecution is now looking to get damages from the Trump organization in the amount of at least $250 million. However, the appeals court has now put a pause on the judge's decision to dissolve Trump's businesses, but the trial to determine the damages will continue. Once that trial is over and the damages are determined, Trump's legal team can then officially appeal the full case to the appellate court. But in the meantime, the Trump organization does not have to dissolve their businesses and/or their real estate empire. That is where the case currently stands.
Yo, there we have it. Yo, facts matter with Roman Balmakov. Hope I'm saying that right. Yo, big shouts to him for coming to us with these facts. Honestly, at first, he had me a little nervous. The ruling of Trump being guilty, and then the dissolution of his businesses and LLCs really is worrying. But then he gave us the outlet that Trump is able to appeal this. I'm very happy to see, though, that Trump is able to, take the route and appeal this in the appellate division. Hopefully, they are able to rule in his favor when he makes it there. This is a long, drawn out process. They said it was going to be pretty tiring, pretty tedious, and just kind of like a resource draining trail for Trump, and that's literally what it's been. Hopefully he still has gas, after, all of this, legality and what he's going through, just fighting through it, to, run for president. Honestly, though, this is only building his case even further. I feel like he's been helped, tremendously from, just the public seeing how much he's still, waking up every day and putting forth the effort to fight, not only to clear his name, but to run for the country. So it just shows how much of a patriot this guy really is and how much he really cares about Americans. You guys let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Also, make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, guys. We're on the road to the truth, guys. Hop aboard for the journey. I'll catch you guys on the next one. We go.